Hey everyone, it's Bob again. We're finally starting to go on this run to San Francisco from Pocatello. So we're gonna head on up there to get loaded, and hopefully everything will be ready and we'll be able to get it loaded up. Because you never know, sometimes things change. Well, not like it didn't already this week. So we're gonna head out. Okay, well, we got loaded. It's a big chunk of steel. Apparently what happened was the embeds got put a little bit off of the spot they needed, so they re-drilled or ground them out or whatever, so they're a little longer, so they should fit on the bolts now. Okay, this is why we got delayed on getting this shipped out. Those holes, they had to elongate them because the embeds, when they set them, they did it at the wrong distance, so they had to grind those out. Just for reference, that's a good 3 to 4 inch thick, so it's pretty heavy duty. Anyway, so we got it all loaded. It is heavy. It's 58,323 pounds, so it's a big chunk of steel. The main I-beam that they used is 6 inches thick. So that's a good 6 inch thick metal for that. That's really heavy. Those side pieces are about 4 inch, but those little pegs, they're usually, because they're going to put cement, they're going to put them in cement or something. So I don't know how this is going to be, but anyway, that's what it that is a big chunk of steel. This is one way of chaining it down, where you just kind of go through the pocket and come back up and hook on or hook onto the chain. It's not the preferential way to do it. This is more the preferential way. You go through the pocket and then hook it around the winch, because that winch is rated for the strap to go through it and hold it down. So these aluminum side pockets, they don't hold it very well, so I'm going to change that. I got 4 chains going over the top. That front one's kind of holding it back a little, so that's more forward restraint. So I've got enough straps and chains for up to 80,000 pounds, so I'm well over what I need to be. This is only 50 foot long, or no, it's only 48 foot long. And so I'm way over the number of required tie downs for the length. So I like to overdo it than do it just to the limit, so we should be all right. Looking at the weights, I'm at 38,700 on the spread. I can go up to 40. And my drives, I'm at 39,360. And with my permits, I can go up to about 46,500, I think, is what California lets you run on a closed tandem. And I'm at 11,500 on my steers. So I'm grossing just under 90. We got here to Battle Mountain. I figured that's pretty good. It was a little after 11, so we're stopped for the night. They will not unload us tomorrow. I already talked to them and they said they're waiting on a crane. The crane will show up 4 a.m. Friday morning. Then they got to set it up. So it'll probably be about 6 or 7 a.m. before they're ready to unload us. However, there is a good spot for us to park at the marina, just a couple of exits to the north. Okay, well, we got up this morning, but we had plenty of time, so we just kind of hung out till about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Tim did find a problem with one of the tires on his trailers, so he went over and got that fixed while we were just doing nothing. And now we're rolling. We should get there about 8 o'clock. We just got fueled up and rolling again. I had to make a bit of a repair to my glad hand on the trailer where the airlines hook up. I had a little bit of a leaking problem, but we got that all taken care of and we're on our way again. I'm expecting sometime soon to get inspected because this truck has never been in roadside inspection, and I know one's coming up on it. And California's usually the one that does it. That was a surprise. We were able to, both of us, cut through Truckee without even our permits being looked at. Huh. He didn't red light me. Oh. He did red light me.
Driver, make 4 right turns. 4 right turns, circle the building, come back around to the A lane.
Now he's going to add them all up.
Alright, move forward slowly. Forward slowly.
And I've got a permit for it, so he's going to be so disappointed.
Alright, go forward, 1 more axle. Alright, make a right turn, come into the office.
I'm editing the video right now, and I need to explain something that I apparently didn't get. The scale officer was giving us a hard time because we didn't have our oversized load signs on the front of the truck, and he said that we needed to have them with an overweight load. And I didn't argue with him, but I discussed with him that I had read that we were not required. And he told me we were, so I threw my signs on and we went on our way. Later on, I did look at my permit. Here's our annual permit. And it comes with a whole bunch of pages and maps, you know, for curfews and things like that. And one of the things that we have to have, the permit conditions and requirements. And I looked at them, and the only thing it says in here is if you're over 8.5 feet wide, if you're over 80 feet overall length, or if you have more than 10-foot overhang off the back, you have to have oversized load signs. So he was incorrect, but we put them on anyway just to get out of there because I didn't want to have any hassles from it. Well, we made it here to the parking spot. I'm 4 miles away. So we'll call the guy in the morning, and when they get the crane set up, we can just run over there and we'll get unloaded. So I'm going to bed. Okay, apparently those columns down there, these are going to be more of the same. Okay, well, we got unloaded this morning here in San Francisco. It's really close to the Oyster Point job that we were working on about a year ago. We stopped at the marina parking lot by the other job that we were doing a couple years ago. We can use that parking for overnight, and it was only 8 minutes away, so that worked out really well. We just had to wait for them to finish up putting up the crane this morning. They finally got the crane put up, and they backed me in, pulled mine off, and now they're going to back Tim in, and he's going to get pulled off there. And I'm heading up to Red Bluff to get a load of wooden joists going back to Ogden, Utah. So we'll see what that load ends up looking like, and it's 3 hours away. I've got enough drive time left doing a sleeper split, so we'll head that way and see if we can't get loaded today. Okay, the back of this has a little bit of overhang, so I got to be taking care of that. This side doesn't, it only has less than 2 feet off the back, but this side has a little bit over 5 feet. Most states that we run in, 4 feet is where you're supposed to put flags on overhang. Doesn't necessarily make it oversized, but you gotta have flags on it. So my front overhang's only 3 feet, so I don't have to worry about anything on that. I got all kinds of room in between there, so the swing won't bother it. I've got the one, if I can point to it right, I got the one right there in the front. You gotta have one in the first 4 feet of the load, which that's a little bit back, but that's about as practical as you can get it. And then you have to have 2 in the first 10 feet. So that second one there it is also over the second 2 layers. So you have the first 2 layers, because they're so long, you have to have enough straps for those. Then the third and fourth layers, I've got one over the back and I got one over the front of the 4th layers. And then I have over the top, since that one's 22 feet and the next ones down are 36, I've got 5 over the 36 and 4 over the 22, because for every 10 foot, even a partial 10 foot length, so 22 is more than 20, so I have to have 3 for that length plus 1 for forward restraint. For the next longer level, well, for the 36 foot, that's why I've got 1 over that, so that it'll cover that extra 1 for forward restraint on that. And then those next ones, there's 2 more, so the further down you get, the more straps you have, and that covers having 1 for every 10 foot plus 1 for forward restraint. So that's how we tied it down. My weights are about 34.5 on the spread, which is well under legal. My drives are at 31.5, so I'm well under that, and my steer was 11.5 like it always is. So we're good to go on this load. Everything came out okay. It's about 46.5, I think is what he said. So we're all loaded in Red Bluff. Our weights are all good. I just to get up here I needed to do a sleeper split, so I've still got about an hour and a half I gotta wait finish out my time, so I'm going to take a nap and then I'm going to get going. Stopped at Winnemucca last night to fuel, and I just didn't have enough time to make it all the way to Battle Mountain after that, so that's where I parked it, and we're rolling again this morning. Okay, well, we just got home. It's been a long week. And it was not without incident. Made it all week. And I had to swap trailers out in Tooele with one of our other drivers, and he had the old step deck. And the kingpin to the drop down on the step deck is closer together on that one. And I totally forgot. The first time I took a right-hand corner right after hooking up to it, it kicked it around so much that the mud flap on that side caught. It caught on the frame where it drops down on the trailer, and when I turned back around, it ripped my mud flap off. It happens. There's a couple trailers that I have to worry about, and I hardly ever pull them. And usually I remember, but I forgot this time. We're all done. We're gonna go in, and we're all hooked up to my next load, so we'll start off with that next week. So till then, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.